Hello students, welcome to Standard 10 Subject Mathematics Chapter 6 Triangles. This is lecture number 7. In this lecture, we will see the theorem 6.7, 6.8 and 6.9. All the three theorems very important in this chapter. Here the Pythagoras you have heard about, that we will see give the proof of that theorem and its converse of the Pythagoras theorem. This is also we will prove. To prove these two theorems, theorem of Pythagoras and its converse, the theorem 6.7 first we have to understand. This is the first theorem that we have to understand first to prove this. Because in proving this theorem of Pythagoras and its converse, we will use this statement. So this is here, theorem 6.7 is, if a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of the right angle of a right triangle. So this is in the figure we have explained, like the right triangle ABC is given in that B is right angle. From that vertex B, vertex of the right angle, that means from B, if the perpendicular is drawn to the hypotenuse means to the AC, the perpendicular is drawn, then triangles on the both the sides of perpendicular, this BD is formed, is a perpendicular. So both the sides the triangles are, this side triangle ADB and this side triangle BDC. This side perpendiculars on left side is the triangle ADB, on the right side is triangle BDC. Both the triangles are similar to the whole triangle, that is ABC. Both the part triangles are similar to the original triangle ABC and to each other also. Means both the triangles are similar to each other also. To understand, once again we see the figure. The right triangle ABC is given with the angle B 90 degree. Let the right triangle ABC angle B is 90 degree. And from this vertex of right angle, we have drawn the perpendicular on hypotenuse, this AC. So BD is perpendicular on AC, where AC is hypotenuse. So what this theorem wants to say, that by the perpendicular, both the side triangles are triangle ADB and triangle BDC both. The triangles are similar to the whole triangle, means whole triangle is ABC, they are similar. So that means, number one, triangle ADB means this part of the triangle is similar to the whole triangle ABC. Second number, this part triangle is also, triangle BDC is also similar to triangle ABC. And both the triangles so formed are also similar to each other, that is triangle ADB, the first part is similar to the triangle BDC, the second part. Means both the part triangles are also similar to each other. This is the theorem 6.7. Now this theorem statement, this result we will use in proving the theorem of Pythagoras. So theorem 6.8 is our Pythagoras theorem, very important theorem for the exam purpose. So many times this theorem is asked in the board examination. So it is called very important theorem for exam purpose. So with the statement it is asked. So we have to write the statement. It will carry 1 mark. And then data to prove and the figure will carry 1 mark, one more marks, that is 2 marks, and the proof will be of 2 marks. So this way, this theorem will be asked of 4 marks. So the Pythagoras theorem, the statement is, in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So to understand this, the statement, and to prove this, we have this right triangle ABC. In that angle B is 90 degree. So that is the data we will write. The right triangle ABC with the angle B is 90 degree given. And what is if this is right triangle and angle B is 90 degree? Hypotenuse will be AC. If AC is hypotenuse. So what it says, square of the hypotenuse means AC square. AC square shows square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. Other two sides are AB and BC. Their squares and their sum we have to do, and that will be equal to the square of the hypotenuse. That is the statement of the theorem of Pythagoras. And this is the figure. To prove this, that the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of other two sides. To prove this, we want to take the result of this theorem 6.7. In that the perpendicular is from the right angle to the hypotenuse is necessary. So we will take that. Let's draw BD. It is not given, so we will draw it. Let's draw BD perpendicular on AC. So by the broken line, the extra drawing is always shown by perpendicular broken line. So this BD shown by broken line, it is perpendicular drawn on AC, that is hypotenuse. So if we have drawn this perpendicular BD on AC, so this is the figure which was in theorem 6.7. We can use these results. So we are using the first result of it, means the perpendicular one side triangle ADB is similar to the original whole triangle ABC. Theorem 6.7 we can use here. And now by similarity of two triangles, we can write the sides, corresponding sides in proportion, that we will use. So here AD upon AB, first side upon first side, equals third side upon third side is given, that is AB upon AC. From the definition, by the two similar triangles, if it is corresponding sides are in proportion, that result we are taking. Now cross multiply, AD into AC, this side equals to, right side will be AB into AB, you can write AB into AB as AB square. So this result 1. Next result is also from the theorem 6.7 only. This second part triangle, that is BDC, is also similar to the whole triangle ABC. That we have taken by the similar figure we have, because the triangle BDC, the next part of the perpendicular side triangle, is similar to the original triangle whole triangle ABC. That we have taken triangle BDC, similar triangle ABC by the theorem 6.7 again. And again by the definition of the similar triangles, corresponding sides are in proportion. So we have taken second side upon second side, that is BC upon BC, equals to third side upon third side, that is BC upon AC. Again cross multiply. So DC into AC on the left side equals to, on the right side, BC into BC can be written as BC square. Say this as result 2. Now result 1 and 2 we have, adding the result 1 and 2 both, we have to add. So left side addition is equals to right side addition we have to show. So on the left addition, on the left side of result 1 we have AD into AC, that is shown here, plus means addition, and left side of result 2 is DC into AC, that we have equals, on the right side addition now, on result 1 AB square plus on result 2 BC square. So result 1 and 2 are added, left addition equals to right side addition. Now on the left side you have, in this bracket AC, in this bracket also AC. The AC is common in both the terms. So we take AC as common. So in bracket what is remaining? Here AC is common, AD is remaining, plus sign as it is. Here AC is taken out, only DC is remaining. So in the bracket from here AD plus from here DC. AD plus DC in brackets remaining, and AC is taken common. And the right side as it is AB square plus BC square as it is we have written. Now you can see AC as it is. This AD plus DC, geometrically in figure you see, this is A dash D dash C. If you do the sum of AD plus DC, you will get the whole AC, because AD and DC coincides AC. So therefore, in place of AD plus DC, the whole AC is written, and equals to AB square plus BC square as it is. This AD plus DC we have written because A dash B dash C was there. A dash B dash C means on this they are collinear points. So sum of two parts will be the whole AC part. So AD plus DC is written as AC. Now you know AC into AC, you can write AC square and equals to AB square plus BC square as it is. Here the proof is that. Hence the proof we have. that is we wanted AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. So this is the very simple way to prove the Pythagoras theorem using theorem 6.7. So that's why first we understood the theorem 6.7, and by using it we have proved Pythagoras theorem very easy. Now next we have theorem 6.9 as converse of Pythagoras theorem. This theorem is called converse. Why you see the statement you will understand why it is so called as a converse of Pythagoras theorem. In Pythagoras theorem what was given? The right angle was given and the hypotenuse square equals to the sum of the squares of other two sides was given. In its converse you can understand it will be reverse. The square of the one side is equals to the sum of the squares of other two sides if it is given. Then we have to prove the right angle of the right angle will be of the opposite angle of the first side. That is the statement here you understand. In a triangle, if square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides, then the angle opposite to the first side is a right angle. This is the converse statement of Pythagoras theorem. This is also we will understand from the figure of it. Let the triangle ABC is given. In that, data is that is given is in triangle ABC, AC square, that is the one side, the square of one side, AC square is given is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, the squares of the other two sides given, that is AB square plus BC square. This is given. Then what we want to prove? Then the angle opposite to the first side. To prove that angle opposite to the first side is AC here. AC here, its opposite angle is B, is the right angle that we want to prove. So this B angle, which is the opposite angle of the first side AC, is right angle, that means of 90 degree that we want to prove. So this is the data. The given thing is one side square of one side is equal to the sum of the other two sides square. Then we want to prove that the angle opposite to the first side, that is B here, is 90 degree, that is right angle we want to prove. So you can understand it is the converse theorem because in Pythagoras theorem the given was data was angle B 90 given, and to prove was AC square equals to AB square plus B square. Here the reverse thing is that data is AC square equals to AB square plus B square given, and we want to prove angle B as 90 degree. So it is false. Therefore, converse of Pythagoras theorem. And both the theorems are very important in next coming examples. So we will see and we will understand. We have to prepare it also for the exam purpose, because both the theorem, any one will be asked. This theorem can be asked to you as a state and prove Pythagoras theorem. This theorem can also be asked to you like that way only. That state the converse of Pythagoras theorem and prove it is also very important. And sometimes the question is asked like that also, that state the Pythagoras theorem, means we have to write the statement of this, and then it is given, we have to see the question very carefully. State the Pythagoras theorem, means statement will be of this, and prove its converse. If it is asked, prove its converse, means we have to prove this theorem. If simply it is asked that state and prove Pythagoras theorem, we have to write the statement and we have to prove this. And if simply it is asked that state the converse of Pythagoras theorem and prove, we have to write this statement and prove. But in twisted form, it is if it is asked like state the Pythagoras theorem, so you have to write this statement and prove its converse, then you have to prove this its converse. So always you read the question very carefully, and what is asked you understand it, and that way you answer. So let's continue to prove this theorem now, this converse of Pythagoras theorem. To prove this angle P is 90 degree, we in proof we have to draw next triangle, new triangle, construct triangle PQR, and such that angle Q is equal to 90 in that it should be, must be, and PQ equals to EB, that way we have to draw, and QR equals to BC, that way we have to draw. Triangle PQR, a new triangle we are drawing, in that which three things compulsorily? Angle Q 90 degree we have to draw, PQ is of the length EB we have to draw, and QR is of the length BC we have to draw. So PQ equals to AB and QR equals to BC, that way we have drawn. totally new triangle is constructed. Now in triangle PQR, as Q is 90 degree we have taken, you can use Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem in triangle PQR, you know, hypo is PR, so PR square equals to the sum of the squares of other two sides. So PQ square plus QR square. This we can write by Pythagoras theorem. Then therefore PR square equals to as it is. PQ is AB. PQ is equals to AB. So in case of PQ you can write AB square as square plus QR equal to BC. So QR equal to BC square as it is. Because of construction we have done such a way that PQ is equal to AB and QR equal to BC. So in place of that the values we have placed. PQ is AB and QR as BC. So square as it is squares. Therefore PR square as it is equals to AB square plus BC square. In this place we can write AC square as it is given. AB square plus BC square equal to AC square. We can write this as it is given. Now on both the sides we take the square root. So square will be cancelled. So this is PR equals to this is AC. Say this as a result 1. Now as you can see the two triangles here, triangle ABC and triangle PQR. In that two triangles we will compare both the triangles which parts are equal that way. So in triangle ABC and PQR, AB equals to PQ. AB equals to PQ. By construction we have done this. BC equals to QR also by construction, that is also by construction we have gone that way only, the triangle PQR, such that AB equals to PQ and BC equal to QR. About third side AC equals to PR also we can write, because in result 1 we have proved it, AC equal to PR from result 1. So what we have shown actually in these two triangles, all three corresponding sides are equal. If in two triangles all the corresponding sides are equal, so by SSS, side, we can say both the triangles are congruent, not only similar, they are especially congruent triangles because all the three corresponding sides are equal. So triangle ABC congruent triangle PQR by SSS. And in 9th standard, you know, if two triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts are equal. So second angle B equals to second angle Q. We can show them equal because of CP, that is corresponding parts of congruent triangles. We can show them equal. But angle Q equals to 90 degree we have taken. So therefore angle B equals to angle Q and Q is 90. So B will also be 90 degree. Therefore angle B is also 90 degree that we wanted to prove. So hence the proof here ends. So this way, this is the very important lecture. In this, all the important theorems we have proved. You are suggested to see this lecture 2-3 times at least and write this theorem at least 5 times and complete it very well. You prepare it because of exam purpose. It is very important. Both the theorems are Pythagoras theorem and converse of Pythagoras theorem. Any one theorem you will find. It is most probably asked in the exam. So prepare it well. Thank you.